Yeah, I went to Myrtle Beach with my wife for it was her birthday week. We went during the week of her birthday rather, and it was really nice just to disconnect from everything, just normal, the monotony of like normal day life, work home, work home, work home, and just like your usual like routines and stuff like that. It's definitely, it just feels mentally and even physically healthy to like get out of your normal environment, disconnect, and just get away for a bit. So it was awesome in that sense. Like it was like a vacation where I actually, when you go on vacation, or at least for me, I come back and you just feel like more tired and more out of it and more like sluggish and shit. This one actually felt more relaxed and like energized and like ready to get back to it type of thing, So it was dope in that sense. And it was just a really nice time. We went to a place that we stopped in last year when we went on a road trip to Florida, which I think I told you guys about on the podcast. But if not, just like in short, we took a road trip from here, from New York, and we stopped in Philadelphia, did the whole like Liberty Bell and Independence Hall thing, then went to South Carolina, stayed there for a couple days, then went to Florida and Orlando, the Disney World, and then on the way back up, went to Georgia and the historic district in Georgia. I forget the name of the town right now off the top of my head, where we stopped at the Wilkes House for some banging Southern comfort food, and then came back up, stayed in Virginia for a night, and then came back to New York. But where we stopped in South Carolina was like a dope experience. We found this place that's pretty much like a resort, and you rent a cottage and you're like access to the beach, a bunch of pools. You get a house with a full kitchen, living room, bedrooms, bathrooms, like the whole nine. It's like really nice, really clean, really dope, and we definitely wanted to go back, and we did this year, and just made a vacation out of it. We did it around her birthday. She had a really nice time. I did too. We went to like a really cool like aquarium there, and which was crazy. They had a see-through glass, like a bottom floor boat ride. Basically, the bottom of it was glass, and you could see into the water, into the tank, which was a shark tank. So it was like weird and scary as fuck. You have sharks like swimming right underneath you, but you're looking at them like through the glass bottom of the boat, and that was really cool. They had a really nice like tunnels, like a shark tunnel, also, where underneath that same tank where we saw like from the top down, like through the glass, where we saw the sharks and a shitload of other fish and stuff like that. We went through the tunnels where they're, like we're going through that tank, and the sharks are swimming like literally like all around us, which was really cool too, because it's like you're surrounded on all sides. You know what I mean? It's not just like a tank up against the wall, like one glass wall type of thing. We saw a bunch of like stingrays, and it was a real nice aquarium. We liked it. I think it was Ripley's Believe It or Not aquarium in Myrtle Beach. We did the mini golf thing, which is apparently a huge thing in South Carolina, because they have like a mini golf, like literally, I would say walking distance from the hotel that we noticed, at least like 5 or 6 different mini golf locations, like walking distance. Like, I mean, like bodegas are here in New York. What else? The name of the place where we stayed at, just to give them a shout out, is called North Beach Plantation, which a lot of the places I was thinking are called Plantation there, which makes me think of like Old South slavery. And I don't know if that's like a legacy name or like a southern traditional name or something like that, or if it really does stem from that. I should check that out. But I don't know, it just gives that word gives me like a weird kind of like connotation. But the place is real nice, and definitely recommend it. We went to like the souvenir store thing because wanted to get a couple things for the beach, and we did see like paraphernalia with the Confederate flag, which was a little weird to see, but whatever. That's a down south thing, I guess. And there's I don't want to say like a tinge of racism, although it is the fucking South, so I guess maybe there is, but it could just be me or us like overthinking things. But you do notice like people doing a double take when they see you, or at least like when they saw us, like when we walk into a store or like in the aquarium or wherever, you know, or restaurants and shit like that. But definitely no like overt racism or anything. I think because what I noticed was that there were black people and white people, but that's it. And there was like more white people than black people. But there's no like Spanish, no Chinese, no Indian, no, you know, it's not like a melting pot like here in New York. It's more not completely homogenous, obviously, because it's black and white, but it's more like split between that. You're either black or you're white. So I kind of took a lot of like the double takes as people like, oh, what the fuck is that? You know, seeing like two Dominican people walking around. But that aside, it was a great time. Definitely planning on going back, and I recommend it to anybody listening that wants to take a little vacation, especially like within the States. You know, it's cheaper than going like going out like internationally, and you get the same things in terms of like beach and good weather and pools and like that vacation feel. And I definitely enjoyed it, and so did my wife, and definitely plan on going back. Oh shit! I almost forgot the one of the places that we went to go eat. Because I was telling my wife like I want to do like the Waffle House and like shit that you don't get in New York. You know, there was a diner that we went to the first time that we went, and which was like off the hook, and we went there for breakfast once the day that we were leaving. South Carolina, just fucking loved it. They have like these homemade biscuits that were delicious, grits, and you know, you just get like that southern type of cooking style of cooking. And like we went there I think like 3 times, and you know, I wanted to like try different shit that I'm not going to see here in New York. So one of the places, which I know was like a fast food type of place, but we don't have here in New York, was Fuddruckers. So wanted to stop there. We went there one day, and I had a burger that was off the hook, and I don't know how someone hasn't like thought of this, or well, clearly Fuddruckers did, but why I haven't seen it before, because the bun of the burger was like a it was a bun, you know, it wasn't like an actual croissant, like you know, like the sausage, egg and cheese Dunkin' Donuts croissant sandwich, breakfast sandwich or whatever. It wasn't like that, like an actual croissant, but it was a bun that was of croissant consistency. It was like a croissant shaped into a bun, basically. And it was just fucking delicious with the burger. It was really fucking good. So shout out to Fuddruckers. Went to some other fast food place called Steak and Shake, which I've had heard of before. I don't believe we have them here in New York though. And they have milkshakes that are Zagat rated, which was interesting for a fast food place to be Zagat rated anything. And I had a couple of their shakes, and they were good, but I didn't think they were anything like OD special. And but that was a good spot too. It's kind of like Shake Shack burgers, maybe not as good, because I put those burgers up on a pretty high pedestal, but close to it. But yeah, Myrtle Beach was pretty dope.